Hello, my dear students. Today we will discuss some of the important objectives from pre-stress concrete. Okay, we'll start with the first question. In case of pre-tensioned RC beams, first option is shrinkage of concrete is of the order 3 into 10 raised to minus 4. Relaxation of steel can be ignored. Third one is only one wire can be stretched at a time. Even mild steel can be used for pre-stressing. Which is the correct answer for this question? Okay, the correct answer for this question is the shrinkage as per IS 1343. The shrinkage of concrete is, that is 3 into 10 raised to minus 4. Okay, due to shrinkage of concrete, pre-stressing members results in shortening of tensile wires that will contribute to the loss in pre-tension members. Okay, this is the answer for this one. Okay, relaxation, this will not come. Only one wire can be stretched at a time. No, even mild steel. Okay, we are not so we can't use mild steel in pre-stressing. What is the reason by that one? What is the strength of mild steel? Okay, that is only 250 Newton per mm square. Usually, if you go for the loss, what is the loss that is happening in the pre-stress? Nearly in the range of 100 to 250. This much of load that will happen. That's why it is not supposed to use, advisable to use the mild steel in the pre-stress concrete. We are supposed to use high strength concrete. Okay, for this one, which is the correct answer? Okay, correct answer is, that is A. A is the correct answer for this question. Okay, in case of pre-tensioned RC beams, the shrinkage of concrete is order of 3 into 10 raised to minus 4. Okay, we will move for the next question. Okay, here what is telling, in load balanced pre-stress concrete beam, under self load the cross section is subjected to. Okay, first you should know what do you mean load balancing concept. Okay, the load balancing concept means based on bending moment diagram. Based on bending moment diagram, where we will provide the cable profile. We will provide the cable profile in pre-stress concrete beam. Say if the loading is UDL. Okay, if the loading is UDL, how the bending moment, it will be parabolic. So same thing in case of pre-stress member also, we are going to provide the profile of the cable is how it will be. Okay, it will be parabolic only. If it is central point load, then the bending moment diagram like that, then we will provide the parabolic profile in the shape of BMD only. That is called load balancing concept. Okay, so for this question, what is telling, in a load balanced pre-stress concrete beam, under self load is telling. What is telling? Under self load, the cross section is subjected to. Under self load, cross section is subjected to axial stress, bending stress, or axial and shear stress, or axial and bending stress. Which is the correct answer? The correct answer for this question is only axial stress. Only axial stress, I will tell you. Okay, usually what under self load is telling. Okay, under self load, what is the bending moment that will be contracted by cable profile itself? Remember what I am telling. Okay, means what is the bending moment that is coming, no, due to the self load, that is balanced by what? That cable profile itself. Okay, due to self load, only which kind of stress will be developed in the member? The only will observe the axial stress only. What you will observe? Only axial stress you can observe. Okay, for this question, what is the correct answer? A is the correct answer for this question. Okay, we'll move for next one. Okay, next, for pre-stressed structural elements, high strength concrete is used primarily because. Why we are going to use high strength concrete in pre-stress members? Because what is the stress that is to be induced by using hydraulic jacks to the tendons? It is very high. Okay, it is in the order of up to we are introducing 1500 Newton per mm square. This much of stress are induced at the end. Okay, in order to take this much of load, this much of stress that will be transferred in the concrete. Okay, so we are using high strength concrete. So what is this question is here? For pre-stress structural element, high strength concrete is used primarily because both shrinkage and creep are more. Next, shrinkage is less but creep is more. No. Modulus of elasticity and creep values are higher. No. High modulus of elasticity and low creep. Okay, this is the correct answer for this one. Which is the correct answer? High modulus of elasticity and low creep. Because if you use high strength concrete, no, it is less liable to shrinkage, crack, and higher modulus of elasticity and less ultimate creep. That also, if you are using high strength concrete, no, slender section also, because of high strength concrete, the cross section of the beam also reduces, and loss of pre-stress is also very less. Okay, so for this one, which is the correct answer? It has a high modulus of elasticity and low creep. Means which is the correct answer? D is the correct answer for this question. Okay, we'll move for the next question. Next, a partially pre-stressed member is one in which tensile stresses and cracking are permitted under service loads. No tensile stresses are permitted under service loads. Mild steel is used in addition of to pre-stressing steel. Tensile stresses are permitted, but cracking at a service load. Okay, first you should know what do you mean partial pre-stressing. In partial pre-stress member, limited tensile stresses are permitted. Limited tensile stresses are permitted in concrete under service load with control on maximum width of crack. Okay, crack with control maximum width of crack. This is the one thing you have to remember. Okay, so which is the correct answer for this question? In partial pre-stress member is the one which tensile stresses and crackings are permitted under service load. Under service load, we will permit the cracking load under service load. Okay, which this is the answer. Which for this question, which is the correct answer? A is the correct answer for this question. Okay, we'll move for the next question. Okay. In the cable for pre-stressed concrete simply supported beam subjected to uniformly distributed load over the entire span should ideally be. First one is placed at the center of cross section over the entire span, placed at some eccentricity over the entire span, varying linearly from the center of cross section to the end of the maximum eccentricity at the middle section, parabolic with zero eccentricity at the end and maximum eccentricity at the center of span. Okay, already you should know. Okay, so the cable for pre-stressed concrete is simply supported beam subjected to uniformly distributed load. Okay, so if it is what is telling, say this is the beam. So this is the beam. What is telling? It is simply supported with UDL. Okay, how the BMD? It will be like that. And how will provide the parabolic cable? How the cable it will be provided? Definitely cable will be provided like that. Means how it will come? Say if it is the RC beam, if it is like that, how the condition now? Okay, means zero eccentricity at the end. How the cable profile will be provided? Say this is the beam, so this is the way how we'll provide, means zero eccentricity at the end. Okay, varying linearly from the center of the cross section at the end to maximum eccentricity at the midsection. Okay, varying linearly from the center of cross section and at the end maximum eccentricity at the middle of, means which is the correct answer for this question? For this question, the answer will be, that is parabolic with zero eccentricity at the end and maximum eccentricity at the mid span. Okay, so for this question, which is the correct answer? That is D is the correct answer. Which is the correct answer? That is D. D is the correct answer for this question. Okay, we'll move for the next one. Next. Okay. For a pre-stressed concrete bridge beam, a minimum clear spacing of the cable for a group of cable should be. He is asking what is the minimum spacing, minimum clear spacing between the cables or group of cable. How much it should be? Is it should be 25 mm, or it should be 25 mm or 6 mm plus the largest size of the aggregate, or 40 mm or 50 mm? This is the correct answer. Okay, usually for the cable the minimum spacing should be 40 mm, means 40 mm or 5 mm plus maximum size of aggregate. 5 mm plus maximum size of aggregate. So for this question, in this option, which one is the correct answer? So from this question, if you are seeing, the answer is 40 mm is the correct answer. How much minimum spacing should be provided between the cables? That is 40 mm. Okay, we'll move for the next question. Okay, if a simply supported concrete beam pre-stressed with a force of 2500 kilonewton is designed by a load balancing concept for an effective span of 10 meter and to carry a total load of 40 kilonewton per meter. The central dip of the cable profile. He is asking central dip. Okay, for this one you should know the formula. Okay, first you will write the given data. Okay, what other thing is given? He is given the pre-stressing force. Okay, what is given? He is given the pre-stressing force. How much pre-stressing force? So he is given, this is P. Okay, this is pre-stressing force. Next what is given? And is given the length, the span, and next what is given, the load. Okay, so what is the formula? Okay, in if you want to calculate the central dip, the formula is, that is H is equal to W L square divided by 8P. W L square by 8P. Okay, what is W? W is, that is 40 into, what is span? Span is 10. What is the formula? Formula is H is equal to W L square by 8H. Okay, from this W is how much? That is 40 into L square, that is 10 square. Okay, divided by 8 into, 8 into P here. This is P. Okay, into what is pre-stress? How much is pre-stressing force? That is 2500. Okay, if you solve, what is the answer you are getting? If you solve, you are getting 0.2 meter. How much you are getting? 0.2 meter. 0.2 meter means, if you convert it to mm, how much? That is 200 mm is the answer. 200 mm is the answer from this one. Okay, what is the correct answer? That is B is the correct answer. B is the correct answer. Okay, for this one you have to remember the formula. What is the formula? H is equal to W L square divided by 8P. Okay, W is the load, L is the span, and P is the pre-stressing force. This is the central dip formula. Okay, the answer is 200 mm. Okay, next, the magnitude of loss of pre-stress due to relaxation of steel is in the range of, okay, it will be the answer for this question. Is it 0 to 1%, 2 to 8%, or 8 to 12%, or 12 to 14%? Okay, the magnitude of loss of pre-stress due to relaxation is in the range of 2 to 8%. How much it should be? The loss of relaxation should be in the range of 2 to 8%. Okay, the option B is the correct answer for this question. Okay, we'll move for the next one. Okay, in pre-tensioning scheme, pre-stress load is transferred in a single stage process, multi-stage process, or either single stage or multi-stage process depending upon the magnitude of load transfer, or fourth one is the same manner as post-tension scheme. Okay, so here you should know the basics. Okay, you should already know what do you mean pre-tension, what post-tension. If you know about this one, you can easily answer for this question. Usually what happens in pre-tension system, the tendons are first tensioned between the rigid anchor blocks. Okay, rigid anchor blocks to the prior to the concrete casting. Getting your point? The pre-tensioned wires are released either by cutting. Okay, what we will do? By either by cutting or releasing the jack pressure. The high tensile wire tend to shorten. Okay, it will try to shorten, but are checked by the bond between the concrete and steel. Getting what I am telling? So for this one, which is the correct answer? The answer is, it is to be the pre-tension scheme. Pre-stress load is transferred at a single stage process only. Getting what I am telling? Okay, it is transferred at a single stage process. The answer for this one is, that is A is the correct answer. Okay. Next, in the conventional pre-stressing, the diagonal tension in concrete Okay, in conventional processing, the diagonal tension in concrete is it increases or it will decreases, does not change, may increase or decreases. Which is the correct answer? Definitely, the diagonal tension in concrete it will decreases. Which is the correct answer? B is the correct answer for this question. Okay. Okay, I think we will discuss next objectives in the next lecture. Okay, thank you, one and all.